Hello, it's Jac and Mel, and we're off on our holiday to Belize. Hello, boys. Well, Mel and I, we're off to Miami, yes. And then after we've been to Miami, we're going to Belize to go snorkeling in Caye Caulker. And then after that, we're going up to Guatemala and going to see Tikkal, amazing kind of monuments and what have you. And then we're going back to Belize and we're going back snorkeling and having les bon temps. My message to you is please keep working because the economy needs you boys. Keep going to pay my pension. Thank you and see you in 3 or 4 weeks' time. Bye-bye.
We went to Miami first.
We love Miami.
Little stopover in Little Havana, and it was lovely and warm. It was so nice to arrive somewhere warm. And we went down the Caye Caulker
on the strip
and found the Cuban bar.
Yeah, we liked
the
it.
Cuban bar where we had mojitos.
We had a great breakfast the next morning, and then we had a walking tour. So we set off, at least 20. Who's the name of our guide?
Michael made us Cuban coffees and took us to the cigar shop.
Yeah, bought a few cigars.
He was Cuban. It was really interesting, the history, up and down the street, talking about the number of people who lived there.
These are German friends.
Yeah, we went with them. This is Domino Park.
We didn't get in. And all the leaders of the Caribbean islands.
Yeah.
And then the music, look, this is back in slave times.
Music was a big thing.
The Beatles came.
Art.
Gloria Estefan! And then right up to the modern day. So music's a big part of what's going on.
Yes.
Bay of Pigs, very sad story.
Learned a lot about the history
and
of
there's
that.
Lots of fantastic art. So we went off to this area called
Windward Walls.
What do you think of Windward Walls?
It was good. It was super hot. But I really like this guy. He's British actually, Dan Kitchener.
Yeah, we do like Dan Kitchener.
We liked his black and white stuff. There's a coloured one.
Yeah.
But that was really good. More touristy.
A lot more touristy, but still, good art and good to see.
Good thing to go and see.
I think those are grain silos, I don't know, but if it moved, they got painted, and if it was a building, then back to the bar.
Back to the bar.
Yes.
And the Ball and Chain, which is really famous.
Music, yeah, we listened to a bit of music.
Chet Baker played there.
And then flew into Belize City, got a taxi.
Water taxi, of course.
Yes.
Off to Caye Caulker, which was our first stop.
Crummy old water taxi. In there like sardines and rattling along. We'd been at Five. This was the one to get. Caye Caulker?
Go slow.
Go slow.
Go slow.
And this is our boat here that we caught. Yeah. And we lived just behind here. The salty crab. But we particularly loved
the Pelican Sunset Bar.
We loved the Sunset Bar. Why did we love the Sunset Bar?
Margaritas and pina coladas.
Here's the salty crab again. You can see on the pier. It looks very beautiful. And
it was a really nice place. I mean, it's not a big island. Very, very laid back. Hippie. Very hippie. Everyone in bare feet.
Yeah.
Super chilled. And this was the little water taxi that went across the spit to the northern part of the island.
Yeah.
Loads of seabirds everywhere. The pelicans were amazing.
Flowers, cactus flowers. And we just kind of rolled up and down having kind of snacks and things. Yeah. You can see us on the beach here, very, very relaxed. We went swimming in this bay, if you remember, loads of pelicans and coconuts and all sorts of things going on. And I watched this little video on these birds.
It was incredible, not just the sound, but just watching them, the patterns that they made. It was like live art.
Yes.
It was just incredible. It happened every once in a while.
And this is ours as well. Look at that for a laundry.
Yeah, all the buildings were just very, very washed out colours, which sort of suited the vibe of the place, except for the salty crab.
Salty crab. And this is at the end of the day here now, kind of coming on, because we decided to go across to the other island.
We did. So adventurous.
Hot.
Thankfully, we'd taken a bottle of water. It was really hot.
Found a little cafe. It was good, but we got back. We were tired and hungry. Lobo!
Oh, look at that. Somebody was very happy.
That's the biggest lobster they had. Mel's a bit sad she didn't have lobster.
No,
she cheered up. Give her a few
chicken.
drinks. She soon cheers up.
Yeah.
This is in contrast to Miami doing the kind of telephones. We went for a walk, and this is the kind of bit where the locals live. And it's not quite as smart as the touristy bit, but it's still kind of pleasant vibe.
Yes, very nice.
And we're back in the cocktail. We kind of lived in that cocktail bar. Mel,
we did from about 4:35 o'clock every day.
It's happy hour, so
we weren't the only ones.
Rude not to take advantage of it. It was beautiful, and it was a short stagger back, and then from there back, and then we went on to Flores. Now We caught the boat back, the nice boat, but we got stuck at this dump here for
You
about
got upset that the connection didn't work.
Useless bus.
We ended up with this rickety old thing.
And we got to Flores too late.
We missed the sunset. This is us at the border. It took an absolute age to get through the border.
What do you think of the border experience here?
No comment.
But we got to Flores. Flores was beautiful. Restaurant next door, absolutely fabulous. Lemonades and
it reminded me of La Palma. It's very Spanish. The colours, everything was painted.
Yes. Bright
colours, lots of flowers, lots of water because it's like a little peninsula.
It's like an island, a lake,
it's surrounded by water.
So we went back to our restaurant, and from there you can just watch what's going out on the water.
Little water taxis zipping backwards and forwards back to the mainland. So we're in Guatemala now.
Yes, we've gone across the border into Guatemala, and people looked really quite different, far more Mayan now than in Belize, and quite a few old colonial buildings. And this is, you can see the lake here now, and we had a nice breakfast.
The water was very high.
Water, and Mel's taking pictures of flowers. So we probably spent, I don't know, 15 hours in Flores, but definitely worth going to.
Yeah, it was lovely. I'm really glad we went to see it. Yeah. And it was a stop-off point, really, before we then arranged to get a taxi up to Tikkal, which is the famous Mayan site.
Great hotel, absolutely fantastic
lovely.
hotel.
We stayed in one of those cabanas.
But we got a guide, and he took us around the outside, and it was sunset, and we missed
grown.
Just one building in sunshine, and we went at the top of this, and this is the view. Look at that.
Yeah, this is the sunset tour.
So you can see how good.
We stayed and watched the sun going down.
Yes. Now, for all you Star Wars aficionados out there, this is Temple 7 or something?
Temple 4.
Temple 4 from Star Wars. Look, that's a mighty building. And you can just see them sticking out in the jungle. And that's how they were until they were discovered. All these buildings lost in the jungle. And by the time we got to the bottom, the sun had gone down. So we went to the Central Plaza, and look at that. I was sulking by this stage.
You were sulking.
Having said that, we saw it without any crowds. And it was a spectacular complex, and this is it in moonlight. So we did get to see it, but I wasn't too worried because next day we had a morning tour. So we went back, more drinks, more silliness, Mel. But you're not silly, are you? No, not
occasionally.
No. Not at all. Yes, good for.
Well, we had to relax a bit because we had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
We had a great guide this time.
Nixon took us around. He was super interested.
He'd shine his lights, and you'd see all the kind of details. Then we're back to Temple 4.
Well, he was a keen archaeologist, and you could tell that we had lots of information that we hadn't been given.
This is the view. This is the sunrise view. Missed. Couldn't see a thing. I'm very upset.
I know you were, but I took voice recordings of the howler monkeys and the birds. There was lots of good sounds going on.
So we went down, and basically we were looking at fauna and flora and the stones, and we saw quite.
All the stones told a story. They marked. They were like calendar points, weren't they?
But you can see it's still a bit misty. We did see some wildlife. That's a monkey, if you can make it out.
Monkeys and
a thing.
Tapir type
thing.
Yeah.
Still misty, so it's probably kind of 8-9 o'clock. Back to the Central Plaza, back up to the top of this old boy, and you've got, I suppose it's marginally better, but I was disappointed.
But again, there weren't too many people there, and it was a shame that we didn't see it in its best. But anyway, we left there that day, and we went to San Ignacio, which is back into Belize, just over the border.
That's where we lived?
Yes. I was stalking on the curtain.
I wasn't scared.
It was a sweet little town.
Had a river and bridges, so it was sweet.
It was a good base to see some other things from as well.
But nothing too spectacular in itself.
No, but it was representative of Belize life, I think.
Yeah, big market town, as you'll see in a minute there.
Yeah.
So we took plenty of pictures of the bridges, and we loved these little signs. And this one saying the Chinese are financing everything, so that was interesting. This is a small little but beautiful. We were just about the only people there.
Yeah.
And the sun was out. Mel's back was hurting, so
I sat and waited while you climbed up the steps.
But look at this. It doesn't have to be vast to get an impression. And it was still pretty big.
What we saw was that the formula was replicated, and I lost count of how many times they said how many sites there are throughout Belize, but it's the biggest concentration in the world of Mayan sites. And it was just beautiful. Beautiful. Lovely place to live, I imagine,
Yes.
at the time.
Yes. Nobody knows why all this civilization disappeared. If you look carefully, you can see Mel. And if you look even more carefully, you can see me.
I can see you. Yeah.
And this guy was at the local market, and the town's famous for the market.
Yeah.
Famous for
fruit and veg, mostly. And there were some like stalls where you could buy food as well.
We had food there. We loved this guy.
This guy who performed for us. This is what I'm aiming for. He was very happy.
Not sure he was playing. There was quite a lot of old school colonial architecture which we liked, and here's the old church. I think it's a Scottish church, and schools and things. There's still quite a lot of that.
Yeehaw!
Raining.
Yeah.
Poured with rain, which meant we went to a cafe and we worked out how on earth we were going to do the next stage. And the girl told us, didn't she? Our waitress.
Yeah, we worked out how to catch the buses onto our final destination.
Famous for street art. This is the
street art,
Mayan street art here. And this is the kind of more up-to-date stuff. I like this picture of doing the washing and what have you.
And the toucan keeps popping up everywhere. It's the national symbol of
And this guy sold us our tickets.
He did.
And then
Shumantunich.
Yes.
This was another complex, Mayan complex, which was right on the border. So we did a hand-crank ferry to get us across. We went at the end of the day, and it was still quite hot. But again, it wasn't busy. It was just that I think we were just flabbergasted.
Yes, it was staggering.
It was a staggering experience to see this literally on. It was on their doorsteps. They live by it. Local people go in free on a Sunday.
So we spent quite a bit of time. We kind of chilled out quite a bit, which was really nice.
Yeah.
It wasn't just the ruins either. You can see it's just lost in the jungle. So this is that side of the building, and we went up there and look at that. That's nothing there but jungle.
That's Guatemala.
That's Guatemala. There's the complex there. You see it in the straight. Look at it, just jungle, jungle, jungle.
Yeah.
And from the top, you get to see all the other. That's a big building. They're all big buildings, but it looks small from up top. With hats. Without the hats, there we are. We love that. That's pretty good.
We needed the hat. It was incredibly hot.
Yeah. So these kind of altar stones around the place, and we had we just chilled basically, and then we went back up that building you can see there.
Yeah.
And this is the view from up there.
Where you had your hat picture taken at the top.
Look at that! Isn't that incredible?
It really was stunning. And it was lovely to see families there having picnics, enjoying themselves.
So this was kind of architectural highlight for us. We were in a pretty buoyant mood by the time we'd finished all this, waiting for the sun to come round to hit that face. Back on the ferry,
we went.
And I sent my woman. What did I send my woman to do?
What, when we got back?
Yes.
Sent me to the bar.
Yes, and she's a good girl, because not only did she buy beers, as ordered, but yes,
tequila.
Tequila! Yes.
Tequila beer.
Yeah,
tequila beer.
So we
it
thought,
was good. We had a nice, relaxing time.
And the next day, we're off caving. Yes.
This was a big adventure for us, actually.
Yes, because it was quite
We went to the
arduous.
ATM caves.
These aren't our photos, but it gives you a good idea of squeezing through, following through stalactites.
We had to swim quite often.
We had to swim huge caverns, and the Mayans would go right in here.
It was a real adventure.
And some of them didn't make it out, as you can see.
Yeah.
Back to the hotel, more beer and tequila, and then chicken bus.
The following day we took 2 buses, one to Balmopan and then changed and went to Maya Beach, just outside Placencia.
Which was like paradise.
It was a final stop. It was a nice place to chill.
And our hotel?
Oh, it was gorgeous.
It was gorgeous. So we'd hit
it wasn't really a hotel, it was like a little collection of cabanas.
Not too many people there. We had a fantastic... We taught them how to make cocktails. Here's Mel's. I go for a pint and a half.
Cosmopolitan.
Oh, there you are, very cosmopolitan. And it was kind of tropical beach paradise. We hadn't been snorkeling. We made good now. What was the snorkeling trip like?
Snorkeling trip was really good. We went on this boat for about an hour and a half to get to Silk Key, and we did 3 different little forays into the water. Saw loads of stuff. The reef was incredible, alive with fish. We saw rays, sharks. And then
we saw pelicans up the tree.
Pelicans in the afternoon, though.
Look at that.
The final one, we saw
loggerhead
turtles
and harbour
stingrays.
porpoises. Look at this.
It was great.
The
town itself was a bit of a dump, but it was.
That's very rude.
It was rude, isn't it? Yeah. It was a great place to snorkel.
It looks nice in these photos, but it was nothing on.
There wasn't much there really.
No, so
but our hotel was about a 10-minute drive, and it was just
This is
in the middle of
stargazing.
nowhere.
Stargazing. There's Orion's
Yes.
belt for you. Just incredible. And we went cycling as well.
Yeah, took some of the bikes out the next day. That's the police station.
Yes,
With its pink Jeep.
this is the posh but empty complex that we stumbled across.
Had a nice cold
But we
coat.
far preferred this little kind of shack place here.
Mother and daughter.
Daughter took the photos of us coming up now, so she was very nice. Mel looking happy. And look at those two.
We had a great time.
We had a great holiday.
There's Benjamin, he looked after us.
Yes, he's a good boy.
Yes.
And I think that's about it now. We're starting to take videos, on the final day before we're leaving.
It wasn't the last adventure.
It wasn't. There was one more adventure to come, which we're very, very excited about.
Yeah.
There she is, waiting for the adventure.
Yes, waiting.
Because in this little plane here, it was going to take
12-seater plane.
taking us to Belize.
You couldn't stand up in there.
Couldn't stand up, but it worked beautifully because it got us to the airport, and then from the airport, we went on from there to Miami, and then from Miami, the long haul back all the way to London.
And then a National Express coach back to Cheltenham.
Good holiday?
Fantastic.
Fantastic, okay.
Yes.
Kiss the kids, come on.
Bye.